When it comes to Montana, both the state and football program, Braxton Hill is a walking example of each. The Anaconda native and senior linebacker walked on with the Grizzlies out of high school, meaning he needed to grind and come in with a chip on his shoulder because nothing would be handed to him.
I carry a ton of pride just being from a small town and, just bringing that small town work ethic. There's been so many guys that came before me that were walk-ons. It's all just about, working hard and believing in yourself. I think that's kind of the small town mentality here at Montana, and so just doing what the guys did before me for sure.
When he arrived in 2019, Hill saw time on special teams as a freshman, began cracking the defensive rotation in 2021 as a sophomore, and became a full-fledged starter the last 2 seasons. He also battled through injuries a season ago as Hill showcased his toughness and drive to do whatever the team needs.
I'll go back to just the guys ahead of me. They're just great leaders, and they've had adversity in their careers, and they were really, really great at just about helping me go along with that. And there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Might not be pretty for a while, but at the end of the day, football is a game that's not always comfortable, so just got to understand that, and team first always.
Hill is a Montana product through and through. An avid outdoorsman representing small towns is something many fans can relate to. But even more, the senior is an example for other kids who were like him growing up.
I don't take that lightly. It's cool for sure. And when you're here, you talk to middle schoolers or high schoolers. They look up to us, and it's cool. And you don't want to let yourself down or your team down, and you don't want to let those guys down, and just doing what the guys did before me, and it's cool for sure.
And when football eventually comes to an end for Hill, his next step is education. Hill graduated in elementary education and student taught at various schools during his studies, where he'd bring his teammates along, knowing they'd have an impact on the students.
Those kids, they just look up to us Grizz football players so much, and I didn't necessarily realize that until I was actually in the schools. When I was in the schools, I just tried bringing along my teammates and saying, guys, let's go to school. It'll make their day. I'm super blessed that schools let us come do that, just because it's so cool. And then you see them on Saturdays, they look up to you, and it makes you think about your role you have here at Montana for sure.
Being a Grizz runs through Hill's blood, as his sister, Tori, played for the Lady Grizz in the early 2010s. It's a tie that got even stronger when Hill was voted a captain on this year's squad by his teammates. And as his career winds down at Montana, the Treasure State born and bred product has cherished every moment he's had along the way.
Having an impact on the field, off the field, we're student athletes, so having somewhere to go when we're done here playing and, having a career has been something that's been important to me from day one. We're football players, but we're also people, and, being a good person and building those habits and building those relationships throughout my time here has been special.
Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.